I've told people I feel as though I walked through hell, man.
Hey Pete, Dwayne Johnson here. I want to tell you, stay strong. I was made aware of the challenges that you have in your life at this point.
My dad passed on from pancreatic cancer, and I saw what he did in his battles and his, struggles with it. But I also saw how hard he fought in, his determination and his will to survive for his family.
I look forward to getting some good reports about you. So stay strong, man, and talk soon.
All right, Rise, Grind, Repeat podcast back at it, self-quarantined. And I got Pete Asadourian, good friend. Had him on the podcast last year, great friend, and owner of Future Fitness, ATI. You've been going through some health issues as well, which doesn't
What's going on, man?
Yeah, it doesn't help this COVID,
Yeah, this is my first time doing something like this, Joe. You get me out like doing this Zoom thing. So
Nice.
Yeah, it's nice. I got to get used to it. Make sure I'm set up. But hey, I hope everyone's doing good. Definitely some crazy times we're having here, man. But I think we just got to make the best of it. And I'm glad to be back on the show. I had a great time last time we did it. We talked about some great things, and I'm looking forward to the next hour, 40 minutes, or however long we rap for here, and just getting some good topics out, and hopefully the viewers will like it. But yeah, man, I'm doing good. Obviously you just made a statement saying I was going through some things, but health wise, man, I feel amazing. My energy's great. We'll obviously talk a little more about that, but man, I feel good. I'm feeling good. Obviously the only negatives are that I'm in my house here, just like everybody else. But we got to do our part.
Yeah. Now, I was kind of shocked when, obviously the move down here to Florida and getting situated down here. It's, there's been a gap in some of the content, and I haven't been able to kind of reach out and stay connected with you and a lot of folks, and I'm trying to kind of rectify that, for sure. But, I was kind of, taken back when we connected and you were telling me about, your health problems and especially like during this time. And I know, my wife's, my mother-in-law, went through some cancer treatment too. But do you want to just give some background on kind of, what kind of transpired and how you're doing right now?
Well, yeah, man, it's been a hell of a ride. I tell you, the past, I'd say from October, it's been a life-altering thing for myself, and just in my family, obviously. But I got diagnosed with some cancer right before Christmas. Started treatments on December 23rd, 2 days before Christmas. I went through 6 weeks of treatment, chemotherapy, and radiation 5 days a week. And then, got through that, and I've probably been off treatment for about 8 weeks. And then, but I talk about treatments and, what people go through as a cancer patient. Nobody knows unless, you've been through that and you've walked that line. And, I've told people I feel as though I walked through hell, man. And, it was just, a lot of people obviously have different medical issues and different things going on in their lives that, put them through hardships in different situations. But, this was something that I personally have never dealt with in my life, obviously. And, my dad passed on from pancreatic cancer, and I saw what he did in his battles and his, struggles with it. But I also saw how hard he fought in, his determination and his will to survive for his family and do what he has to do for his family. And that's kind of like, I took those same principles on, and, it's a battle, it's a life battle. And I learned how to fight in a different way, mentally, a lot of, mental things, a lot of mental talks, if you will, just kind of, again, just clearing my head and doing what I have to do as far as treatments are concerned, and listening to the doctors and doing what I got to do. But, I'm very, like, before all this started, I think I was like, the mind heals the body, the heart is the soul, and, everything like that. And, there's obviously a strong belief, but I think I'm a firmer believer now, that I've gone through this, and and I really truly believe that you can will yourself back to health, in a positive manner. And I'm not saying I'm 100% cured of cancer, because we can talk about that and where I am now, but in the battle, in the obstacles, if you will, that I face coming forward. But it's just, again, it's an everyday challenge, an everyday grind, and I think at the end of the day, it's going to make me a better person. It's going to make me a better coach. It'll make me a better father, and just all the way around.
Yeah, and obviously, I don't know, I can't put myself in your position as far as the cancer goes, but obviously we share the the similar story with our dads passing away, and how close we were to them, and having to fight through some anxiety and depression, and watching you and your you just started doing some daily workouts and sharing those. I mean, it's just such an inspiration, because from the research that I've done too, it's just so important, especially for those with cancer, or recovering from cancer, or other underlying conditions, to as quickly as they can, to kind of get back on the horse, and exercise, and kind of push yourself. So it's like, to see you, out there, it's and doing those workouts, it's truly like an inspiration, to all of us. And to add on top of that, like, how's the business going now that you're self quarantined, if you will, and we don't know, obviously when this will end? Has it changed maybe some of the dynamics of how you'll train, now, and then maybe even in the future, once everything kind of opens back up, from an online perspective? I mean, this is kind of maybe a great opportunity.
Yeah, right. I mean, we talked the other day, like, over the phone. I mean, I think we talked about this 12 years ago.
Yeah.
Moving things on, and like, when you were back here, we talked about doing some online stuff. But I mean, that's where it is. And I think the whole dynamic of gyms and training and everything that has to do with interfacing, that public contact, I think it's going to change. I think we're going to see a whole new look at things, and how gyms are operated. It's going to change, and I hope it doesn't change, but I'm foreseeing it will. And as an entrepreneur, you have to make adjustments, and you have to keep grinding forward. Like, I ask myself every day, are we going to go get a job? What are you going to do? And it falls back to where we can say, like, hey, are we going to feel sorry for ourselves? Are we going to sit home? Hey, we're in quarantine, so does that mean that we just sit idle? We don't do anything. We don't try to evolve? Well, these are the best times really to evolve. You have no distractions. You're sitting here by yourself. I mean, I got my dog here, and and I'm just grinding away and journaling like you do, and just kind of writing our notes, and again, just trying to evolve. But yeah, we've been doing some online stuff. We've been trying to just really stay in our clients' face, and I think that's the most important thing, because they're going through it too. Like, we're obviously they come to us for reasons, and to stay healthy. So we want to be able to make sure that we're still being able to provide that service to them, in whatever manner we can. So I have a guy today. He's going to meet me at the gym. I'm going to lend him some equipment for his son. It's just
Nice.
like anything that we can do to, stay in our clients' face, and still be able to help them, and with their fitness needs. I mean, that's what it's all about. That's why inevitably we're in here. But you have to evolve, right? We evolve in life, Joe, right? So we have to evolve in everything that we do. So I think that in a hindsight, like, you look at this whole thing that the world is going through. It's not just the region; it's the world that's going through this epidemic. And it's almost like, let's just take the good out of this, and say, like, hey, it's slowing everyone down, because I think that we all race through life without, like, realizing how lucky we are that we have families, and that we have a roof over our head. So I think, like, being able to sit back and just kind of relax, and just really take advantage of the situation, I think that's what we need to do.
Yeah, and it sounds like, there's kind of two camps, right? There's the people that are taking advantage of it, and being creative, and doing some great stuff, especially, and then there's those, that are probably kind of just, consuming a little bit, maybe too much Netflix, and over time that might, eat away at them. So hopefully people, watching will take advantage. If you had a goal or vision, even as a kid, or maybe you are a kid or whatever. I mean, these are great times to, learn a new skill. Pick up the guitar.
Absolutely.
Pick up the guitar if you want. If you will. I do love. Like going back to your point about evolving and stuff, it's, even with the gym, it's like it can be it can be the gym and online. So it's like you don't even have to stop doing it once everything opens up. It's you're adding on a new element to reach more people. So I think it's fantastic, and especially still being able to serve others during this time and provide healthy alternatives.
Right. What people are looking for. I mean, they don't want to sit around. They want like different ideas. So again, like, the videos I've been posting, those are all things that I want to do to, again, help my clients and help, not even just my clients, help society right now, man. Like we're all in this together. Like nobody,
And what's beautiful about that is, YouTube's global too. So it's like, you're not limited to just your region, in Newington or in Connecticut,
Right.
So that's fantastic. So now from a health perspective, like how are the treatments going, and I know you're done with treatments, but you have some tests coming up. What's that look like?
Yeah. So, I went through the 6 weeks of treatment. Like I said, I've been about 7-8 weeks off of treatment. And again, dude, I feel great. I feel amazing. I was telling the doctors, this is the most energy I've had in years, to be honest with you. But it's they want to go back in. They want to do some more testing. They don't think the cancer cleared up, but I think it did. You know what I mean? So it's the way I'm thinking, man. And again, I feel great. And I told the doctor, it's almost like a mind fuck, where it's like, I feel so good. Yeah. And then like you're telling me one thing. So, but you got a good team, and again, you just have to trust the people that are steering a ship for you. And I play mental games with myself, and I really think that this is like this is my team. I've built a team up, and it's a sport for me almost, and it's a competition where I'm going to win it, and that's the only thing. It's just like you're not going to die in the middle of it. You're going to die at the end of your journey, right? That's what every great gladiator. The best gladiators never died in battle; they died afterwards or something. You know what I mean? So it's just like that's how I'm looking at this, man. I just gotta.
Yeah, man, and it's like and at the you already have a story to tell. I mean, it's it's amazing. But we kind of even talked about the your journey and what that's going to even look like after this. And I know you were talking about doing a book as well, and with and that's that's fantastic, because it's going to help other people push through whatever they're going through, especially when you're home in isolation. It's your mind can play tricks on you, so it's so important to to really focus and kind of train the mind like you're doing. You're gamifying this bad situation, if you will, and at the end of it, hopefully it's going to be your greatest victory.
Right. Yeah. Like I was going into, I did radiation treatments every day, and I'd go in and, it's the same technicians every day that they're seeing you. And it's just like, I fought it like it was a 6-week boxing match.
Yeah.
Where, I really truly believe I won round 1 through 4. And then they got me, man. Like, the last 2 weeks I lost 2 rounds, you know what I mean? So that's how, that's my mindset though. I'm going in, I'm fighting, it's a game. It's just like, I really, truly, honestly, Joe, like I would feel like sometimes when I was going to treatments that I was getting ready for a game, and just like having that game ready mindset where it's, I'm going to win it, man. And again, like you have to, like in anything you do, not just fighting cancer, not like medically, like if you want to get ahead, man, you got to play that mental game with yourself. And like, I think like, the more we do that in a positive way, obviously, and just like, everything is mental, the way you think. And I've been meditating more, and I know you do that. And it's just it just helps it just clears you.
Yep. Yeah. And again, the approach that I think you're taking and we're taking, I mean, it's persistence over time, and, just writing things down, putting the work in, and starting, like you said, it's it's a boxing match, it's 12 rounds, and however you want to approach life, whatever goal you're going after, whatever, health can, if you take that, if you play the long game, you'll win. You just gotta do it every day and repeat, and just like you're doing, and it's
rise, grind, repeat, right?
Rise, grind, repeat. Yeah, man.
No, that's it. Yeah, but that's a big thing, and I think I mentioned this to you. It would be Monday, and I'm thinking about how I'm going to make money on Thursday and Friday, and it's just like I'm one day at a time right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I wake up, I have my routine, I have my coffee, walk my dog, kind of just work out, and then I'm doing work, and it's just you have that routine, man. You got it.
Yep. Yeah, it's like the morning routine, has
and my dog saying hi.
Yeah. I mean, it's the morning routine has saved me, quite a bit, as far as, the structure goes, and incrementally adding, those steps. But yeah, I think, you're obviously you're doing all the things you need to do. And setting just a great example for everyone. Have you talked to any of the pro athletes and how they're doing? Like what's their situations like how's Benino and those guys?
They're all. I mean, they're shut down. I mean, just to back end some things too with those. Just talking about support. Kind of digress from you, but the support from all this too, like my treatments and stuff, the support from my pro guys and the support from just friends and family, and it's just been like unbelievable. And I tell you, like things like that, like people coming forward like that, just knowing that you have certain people in your corner, it was just unbelievable. The outpouring of support and people acknowledging that they're there for me, they're in my corner. I mean, dude, you can't let you can't let anyone down. You got that crew behind you.
That's it. Well, it's crazy. It's crazy too, is when your first post, when you actually posted it and it was live, on Facebook where you shared it, it was the feedback in the comments was so overwhelming. And that was before, after the first time we talked, but I was like, when we talked, it's amazing the outpour of support, and you actually got a video from The Rock too, huh?
Yeah, man, it was pretty cool. That was pretty special. Very genuine guy, man. Just kind of, that really made my day.
Hey, Pete, Dwayne Johnson here. I want to tell you, stay strong. I was made aware of the challenges that you have in your life at this point, and it seems like, considering you are a fitness fanatic, that you own your own gym, that you are a father to, I believe, 2 kids, and you inspire everybody, not only your family but everybody around you, including myself, man. So you are equipped to take on this challenge right now. So again, I want to say, stay strong, and knowing that being a gym rat myself, I'm sure you're trying to find a way to train or get back in the gym as soon as you possibly can. So and also heard you live in Connecticut, man, which is pretty cool. I don't know if you know this, but I lived in Connecticut for a little while. Lived in Hamden, Connecticut. I know you're like, damn, Rock, I thought you were cool. I am cool. Listen, man, stay strong. I wouldn't even say 6 degrees of separation. It's even less than that we kind of know people who know people. So I look forward to getting to hearing some good reports about you. So stay strong, man, and talk soon.
It was just like, shit, you got The Rock reaching out to you, and then, but it's just all genuine things like that really, again, just really help, push me through all this stuff. And again, like, one thing, and I might have mentioned this to you, but like my whole life, my whole career for the past 22 years, like all I've been doing is getting in people's faces, challenging them mentally, challenging them physically to do something that their bodies really can't do. And when I was going through all this stuff, I'm just like, shit, man, I would mess with people and just get in their heads and just motivate the crap out of them, and just, anything I can possibly do to motivate these people and make them do hard things.
Yeah.
now it's my turn. And I told myself, like, I talked all that shit to my athletes all these years ago. Now it's time to talk the shit to yourself and really, like, you know, walk the walk, man. You did a lot of fucking talking back then, so now you got to walk the walk. So, and that's the advice I took for myself. You know, it's just I can't be a fraud about all this stuff, man. This is real life shit. So, but it's and again, it goes back to me playing that mind game with myself and really being a true person. Like being, again, I'm selling a product, I'm talking that game. Well, you better be able to walk your own game. Right. You know, how are you going to give up on something? So,
Yep. And too, like you're, you know, Joe Dispenza has, you know, he's got, you know, great videos and books out there, but it's, you can train your subconscious mind into believing that, you know, you are healthier maybe than you are. Right. And, you know, there is, you know, there's data to back up, you know, sometimes, you know, faith and, you know, faith and hope and you know, it works and you can reprogram your mind. You know, if you do block all that negative, you know, feedback out and just take in that positive, you know, and just like you said, it's like, it's great that you have, you know, here you've been training a tribe, you know, health, fitness, sports, and that tribe now is coming back to you and they're like, hey, we're with you, Pete, you know, show us the way, you got to do the work. You know, you told us, now you got to go do the work. So it's just, it's great. The tribe that you've built that now can support you. And it's what a testament to all the work you've put in, you know, and two, you know, Sandy's a teacher, obviously. And you know, sometimes you'll get, you know, she might get a student that, you know, reaches out to her to, you know, thanking her for everything that she's done. But a lot of times teachers, you know, you know, they don't get that feedback. So like, it's just great to know, after all the hard work you've put in over the years that, you know, you've definitely made a difference and impact in other people's life. You know, your legacy is already, you know, it's great. And now you just add to it, you know, it's awesome. It's just awesome what you're doing.
We're just going to keep building on that legacy, Joe.
Yeah, that's it.
But yeah, it was great. And, you know, to have all that, you know, it was very humbling, you know, to know that, like, people recognized, you know, I had kids telling me, like, you know, giving lines, like, you know, things that I would say during coaching, you know, when I was coaching, and, you know, they're coming back, hey, coach, remember you told us this, this, and this, you know, take your own advice. And I'm just like, shit, man, that's awesome. That's great. Like, you know, this is 20 years later. This is 15 years later, and it's sticking. These guys are professionals. You know, I got one guy, he's a doctor. You know, it's great. You know, it's not just the pro athletes that are reaching out. Again, it's just like all my former, you know, kids I coached in high school and everything, man. So it was great to have that type of support. You asked too quickly about you know, what the guys are doing with the league shut down and stuff, and the pro athletes. I mean, dude, everything's shut down. So it's they're home, they're sitting idle, working out. I know Hainsey's working out. He's every day he's doing something, because he can get a call tomorrow and say, hey, league's back on. You know, they won't tomorrow, but, you know, there's talk about maybe a playoffs in June. You know, just take the teams where they are now and just throw them in the playoffs and let them battle it out. But who knows? You know, who knows what's going to happen? I don't think we're going to see it, but you know, all this, but, you know, you just got to do whatever's safe for the world, I guess, you know?
Yeah. Definitely some strange times, you know, for sure. Now with, so you're still going into the building, to do, because on the videos when you do your training, so you're going into your facility sometime to do the training. Is it kind of shut down and it's just you in there for now?
Yeah, completely. Yeah, we're completely shut down. I just go in there. It's sanitized. I mean, it smells like bleach. It's great.
Yeah.
But yeah, like everything's sanitized. Yeah, you know, we can go in, but we just physically can't train our athletes, you know, in there. So unfortunately, but yeah, you know, still going into the gym. I guess that's a positive thing for me. Own a gym, I get, you know, everybody else's stuff, they can't get to their gyms, but, you know, I'm fortunate enough where I can, you know, walk in there and do it.
Yeah.
So, but
yeah, no, that's and you know, I was going to talk about the you know, you were saying, you know, your day to day, you know, you're not playing, you know, you don't have things, you know, planned out, you know, too far in the future. And it's funny because part of my whole like, level up mindset is really that same approach. And obviously if you have a meeting or something coming up with somebody, you're scheduling that. But, what I found is by just taking a couple actions every day, other things open up. So if you try to plan exactly the way something's going to happen, you might close the window of other opportunities because you have your blinders on. You're just going in one direction. You want to get this done, and
Right.
And I found that by not over planning, you're allowing other ideas to kind of come in and move you in that direction towards your goal.
You're open. You're clear.
You're clear. Yeah.
Yeah. You're not thinking about that schedule and just, and sometimes, Joe, like I'll revert back and I'll get back into those old ways, and it just, I get tight in the chest. It's like, no, that's not me. I don't feel good. Like it's not working right.
Yeah.
And then you just got to take that step back and just like, all right, chill out.
And that's great though, the fact that you're aware of that, because in the past I was the same way, but I would just get stuck in that. And I would spiral down and then shut down. So the fact that you, and I think that comes with what you're going through too. What we went through with our dads and stuff like that. It's like now it's like the awareness is like, nope, this is not serving me well. I got to shift gears and that's where like this reprogramming. It's so difficult because we've been trained for since the age of 7. All this negative behavior has been kind of pushed on us, the word no all the time and stuff. So it does take.
You can't do that.
You can't do that, right?
You don't have the knowledge to do that.
Yeah, play it safe.
I tell my kids right now, like my daughter, she must have made over $300 this hockey season selling bracelets before Tyson's games.
That's awesome. Wow.
She would set a booth up and she would sell them. But like, it just goes like the motivation. You can do whatever you want, man. I don't care age, race, gender, whatever it is, man. You can do whatever the hell you want. You put your mind to it. It's just, again, it's about that motivating yourself to do it and being able to, just take no and fail. You got to fail, man.
Yeah.
You got to fail. You got to know what it feels like to lose in order to win, because you don't want that losing feeling. So you got to know what it feels like to lose, because you don't want to be there.
Yeah.
So if I know what it feels like, I know I'm not going to be there, be a winner.
Yep.
So
yeah. If you play it safe, you're never going to fail, but you're never going to grow either, right?
Sure.
I have a goal that I want to accomplish in 6 years. I need to train for it, and I'm going to. But I have a goal, and you're going to help me, Pete. I'm going to talk to you after this. I don't want to kind of announce it, but this is, I'm all about goal setting and stuff. And this is a kind of a long-term goal that, I think you can help me with. And so I'll reach out and, I'll share it with the audience at some point, but I don't want to give it away just yet.
I want to hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have your long-term, short-term, mid-range, and long-term goals, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, Pete, I don't want to keep you, man. I appreciate your time so much, and I appreciate you, man. I love you and all the things that you're doing, for everybody. And guys, follow Pete. It's been such a pleasure, Pete.
Yeah, Joe, thanks, man. It's always a pleasure. And just, again, to the your audience and stuff, thanks for watching us. And really, just be safe and keep a clear head, man, through all this stuff. And just don't, like, so many times, like Joe said, people say, no, you can't do something. If you want something, and now, again, I've said it and I sound repetitive, but now is the perfect time for you to get yourself into that new groove, that new system, that new routine of, whatever it is that you want to do. Because you have all the time in the world right now. They locked you up. It's like we're in jail. So take advantage of it, and don't just sit on your couch and be unmotivated, because that's not the excuse. So. But again, Joe, thanks, man. We'll talk. I'll talk to you soon, and I love being on your show, bro. You guys do a great job, and I look forward to the next one.
Thanks, Pete, man. I appreciate you. We'll definitely stay tight, and look forward to hearing from you soon.
All right, dude. Later, guys.
Later. Godspeed.